it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today we are doing part 2 of my empties because I waited so gosh darn long. It's a mountain of empties, and it took me hours to film it. So I'm splitting the video into 2 parts so it's much more enjoyable for you to watch, because I feel like there's a point when it's just like too much and it drags on and you need it cut off. So we are doing this in 2 parts. Today is part 2. Let's just go ahead and jump into the rest of my empties. I did have a couple of makeup brushes that got destroyed. This one that came with my Milani like brow pomade or whatever the Milani brow stuff is called just fell apart, so it's going. And this one that came with, if you've watched my Drunk Get Ready with me from forever ago, that crown brush set I bought on Hotlook in 2009. Yeah, it's fallen to pieces. The paint's coming off, it's fraying, it's time for it to go. And this is a Sigma sponge, and it was starting to like lose chunks from it. I've been using it for like 6 months. So time for it to go. Right now I'm using the Japanesque sponge, but I already have a backup of the Sigma sponge because at first I didn't like it, but the more I used it, like, it was one of those products where the more you use it, the more and more you love it, and then you can't live without it. So I have a backup waiting to be opened and used because this is a really fucking amazing sponge. But I just have another sponge I'm using right now. I only like to use one sponge at a time. I'm tossing out a couple of Bare Minerals powders. This is the Ready foundation in R250. This is a very, very old product. I've probably had it since like 2014. So it really needs to go. This product doesn't even exist anymore. And it used to be my skin tone, but now it's fucking orange. Like, used to match me. I was never orange. So it is aged and turned and is not the color it used to be. I think powders can last past their expiry date, but this one definitely is not the color it used to be, so it's got to go. I do really enjoy the formula they replaced the Ready with. The Bare Pro powders are amazing. I highly recommend you check those out if you're looking for a powder foundation. I also am getting rid of the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Perfecting Veil. I have the shade Light to Medium. It's basically like a tinted pressed setting powder, and it has a little sponge in the bottom. Mine, I've had this honestly probably since 2015, so a long time, and it has cracked apart. And I'm probably not going to replace it because honestly I feel like the Bare Pro works for the same like touch-up purposes that this did, and I don't need 2 separate powders to do the same thing, but it is a good like touch-up powder on the go. I recommend it if you're interested. I also finished 2 foundations, which is super exciting. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. This is one of my favorite Bare Minerals products of all time, one of my favorite base products of all time. I can't say enough good things about this. It is a light to medium coverage, it has SPF, it is a dewy to natural finish, and it really just feels so nice. It feels like you're putting like skincare on, and I love this. 2 pieces. I've repurchased this so many times, like I think more than any other product I've ever repurchased since it launched. I was actually working for Bare Minerals when this launched, and I've been hooked ever since this launched in like 2015, I think. So this is like a staple in my collection for sure. I also used up the Maybelline Superstay foundation stick. This, I did a battle review between this and the L'Oreal foundation stick. I didn't like this one so much, and I still don't after using the whole thing. I mostly used this for like costume makeup stuff where like I was painting over top of it and didn't really need my base to look good, because I don't think this looks good on my skin at all. I don't recommend this. I was just trying to use it up and get it out of my collection, and you know, I didn't want to pass this on to anybody because I thought it sucked. So I just tried to use it up, and I did! I went through several concealers. The first one is the Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in pink. I didn't actually completely use this up. I used it up till about here. I did really enjoy this, but it did turn and start to burn my under eyes. So watch out for that if you're using these Naked Skin Correcting Fluids. When they expire, the burn. And I don't think it's worth the repurchase price because I didn't get to use the whole thing before it expired with how fast I use it. If maybe I use this on a daily basis, I would go through it and it would be worth it. But because I only use this like a couple times a month, I didn't get to use it before it expired, and I don't think it's worth the $20-something. I finished a Stroke of Light from Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Luminous 1. This is a brightening under eye concealer. It is meant specifically for highlighting. It does not have very much coverage at all, but it is one of my favorite concealer products of all time. Unfortunately, I think they are discontinuing it. It's gonna break my heart if I can't repurchase this anymore. I still have one in my drawer that I'm currently using, but if anyone knows any dupes for this product, please let me know, because I love this so much, and every time I go to purchase it, it's on Bare Minerals' last chance sale page, and that always, like 99% of the time, means they are discontinuing the item and you will never be able to get it. Once it's out of stock, you can't get it anymore. So I need a dupe for this because I love it so much. I also went through a Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I have the shade Light. I have used Ivory in the past, and that was like white under my eyes and not my color at all. Light is the perfect shade for me to still brighten and highlight, but still not be too stark of a contrast between my skin tone. I haven't used the neutralizer, or I forget what the other one is, but they have ones that aren't like skin tone that are just meant to color correct. I haven't used those, but I have used the skin tone ones, the Ivory and the Light, and I prefer the Light, and this is honestly the concealer I keep coming back to. It is medium coverage but buildable. It's so hydrating. It just looks so natural and beautiful under my eyes, and it also works for concealing spots and blemishes and all that. I really enjoy this. I went through a couple of brow products. First is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, which is my favorite brow pencil of all time. To be honest, I'm not sure if I used it up or if the pencil just like flew across the room and I could never find it, because I swear I had some left, but there is nothing in there. So I feel like maybe it broke off and flew across the room and I couldn't find it, and I feel crazy, but I swear I still had more in there, but there's nothing there. But I already had like 2 backups, so this is definitely something I have already repurchased, and I highly recommend. It is totally worth the price tag, totally worth the hype if you like a more natural, like diamond or oval shape pencil that just really makes filling in your brows quick and easy, and you're not looking for something that's as precise. I also have the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Frame and Set. This just unfortunately dried out. I don't know if you can tell from looking at it. It is very crumbly and dry. I don't use like pomade type products in my brows that often. I find like they take more time because I have to be careful not to have too heavy of a hand and give myself blocky brows and all of that. So I don't use them that often, so unfortunately it just dried out before I could finish it, but it was nice. I do think I prefer the Milani one I have over this one, so I don't think I would repurchase this, but it was nice. I am so excited. If you've been on my channel for a while, you may recognize this eyeliner. This is an Almay purple amethyst liner that like hasn't existed for a really long time. It's very, very, very old. I can't even tell you how old it is. It was a hand-me-down, like my sister Jennifer passed it on to me because she didn't want it years and years ago, and I don't even know how long she had it. Like, it was a situation where probably I should have thrown it out a long time ago, but it still worked. So it wasn't like doing anything weird or anything. So I was like, F it, it still works. I have got it down to this far after all these years. Because I mean, come on, how often do you use a purple eyeliner? And it has finally started to like change, and I finally got to the point where I can like let it go. This is like the oldest thing in my collection probably. This is like a great grandma, and I'm letting it go. I completely used up this lip liner from JCat Beauty. It is in the shade Puce or RAL 105, whatever you want to go by, but it's like all gone. This is a really good everyday nude. JCat lip liners are really awesome, really affordable. If you're looking to get some lip liners, you don't have any lip liners, I'm going to link down below a 12-pack of JCat lip liners that I purchased on Amazon to kind of get my lip liner collection started. Had a bunch of different colors, nudes, reds, browns, pinks, like everything, and it was so affordable and it was so good. Like, my friend Rebecca bought the pack that I recommended and she's like, you're so right, these are amazing. If you need lip liners and you want like a bunch of different colors for a great price, go get that bundle. I have a couple expired mascaras. I honestly never completely use up mascara. I just don't feel comfortable using them past a certain time period, so I rotate them out. There's still plenty of product in here, honestly. You can probably hear it. These are two of my favorite mascaras of all time. Like, I rave about these over and over, but I'm trying some new ones and trying to expand my mascara horizons. So I don't currently have a Lash Sensational in my collection. I have a mini Lash Domination, but I'm not planning on purchasing either in the near future because I'm trying to try a bunch of new mascaras and really get like a well-rounded experience in mascara and find out like, are these really the best, or are these just like the best in my limited experience, you know? That being said, I love them to death. If you're interested in them, I definitely recommend them. They are so great. My favorite part on both of these mascaras is the mascara wand. They are those plasticky, rubbery, spiky wands, and that's just my jam. That's what I love in a mascara. So moving on. It's empty. Oh my god. That was everything. That concludes this two-part series of my recent empties for the past few months. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me and sticking with me through this. I'm so sorry I procrastinated so gosh darn much on this that it piled up to be the mess that it is. Don't forget to let me know down below what you finished recently and whether or not you would recommend that product so I know what to avoid and what to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you've not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!